Thank you very much about the music. Let me know how it sounds. Need me to turn it up, turn it down, anything like that. It's like very quiet right now, but it's hard for me to tell like how it comes through compared to how it sounds for me. Just taking a second to get everything kind of ready and in place here. Looking forward to the stream today. Um, Last one was a lot of fun. We got up to some antics. We made some cool stuff. And tonight we have a little bit more time. I'm a little bit more well rested. I've got a fun hat on today. I've done some work since the stream. Excited to kind of go over that. And yeah, excited to kind of keep chugging along. My bestie from the last stream, I already forget what his name is here on YouTube, but on GitHub, he's Llama Pixel. He gave me some more code snippets last night. So we'll see if he shows up and wants to chat about those. If not, we'll still implement those in his honor. But yeah, I'll wait probably about 30-45 seconds here and I'll just kind of kick this off. I don't really know what I'm waiting for. Welcome team, we're back. It's time for another stream, another day, another dollar. We're back in Godot, and it's gonna be good. It's a very nice little song that's coming on here. Big fan. But yeah, so I guess we'll kind of just start with a little tour of what's changed since the last stream. So just kind of like looking around, moving around the world and such. We have some basic tiles, basic sprites, basic art. Very important things. I need to look at something just real quick. No, I think I'm good. Oh, here we go. No, not really. We'll just do a... Okay. Sorry about that. Just some managerial tasks for this stream. But yeah, so little guy. We were talking about making him a little medieval fella, and so that's what he is. That is what he is. So he started his life as the Squished Knight, is I guess what I'll call him for now. He was just kind of a little dude, and now his head's a little bit longer, his arms are a little bit skinnier, and yeah. Bomb, TCN, bomb. Yeah, okay. So the bomb was one of the creations of our friend, oh man, hold on. I just need to do a double check here. Bone circuit. Bone circuit. The bomb. Well, I guess we'll just run the game. We'll keep the explanation going as we go. So the bomb is it's these guys. It's all the Godots. And so all these Godots are rigid bodies. And so we're now buried in Godots. And these are all technically bombs, but it's really just a bomb in context of the fact that this is a cannon, right? And so if we open up VS Code, we can see kind of what this is doing here is basically is just scheduling the creation of these rigid bodies. And it's pretty simple, it's pretty fun. And so the result of that is, yeah, we have this cannon object, and then we end up with a bunch of Godots. That actually reminds me, there's something that I want to do here. So we can say our max bombs, and we'll say it's an int, and we'll say that it is 10. And so, let's say, actually no, we'll say if bomb count, and we'll actually set it to 0. And so we will say if, actually no, so we'll do it after, we'll still do the null check, and then we'll say if bomb count is less than, we'll say 10, just for now. And then otherwise, say print max bombs reached. And so that's going to stop us from having like so many of them. I think that will be a good, just kind of little starting place. So we can also say for our max bombs, and we'll set that one to 10. That's what we were doing originally. And we'll also make this one an export bar. And so now we'll be able to change that externally in the editor later. And the only reason I created that one is we just want to create minimal room for magic numbers to be kind of running things around here. So now what's going to happen is we're going to have a lot of ugly print statements pretty quickly, I think. No. Something isn't working. So, oh, we never increment the counter. Bring it to the scene, and so now we'll say bomb count plus equals 1. And that should be, we should be in business now. Yeah, look at that, max bombs reached, and there's only a couple of Godots. So that's good. And then now I just want to do something about these print statements. We'll say if bomb count is less than max bombs plus 2. And then we'll just do an else. We'll say plus equals 1. That's pretty arbitrary entirely, but I just don't want all the print statements down there, so we get two little bombing tin warnings, and then we're just chilling. So yeah, we've cleaned that up. We've kind of got a little introduction to the bombs. Uh, we're just kind of going through things that either happened towards the end of the stream right now, or things that just happened last stream and generally, or things that have happened since the stream, just to catch you up real quick, JJ. So the new little guy, I'm a little bit worried that he looks too much like a Castle Crasher. Truthfully, I fear it just a little bit. But he's fine for now. He looks good. I'm a fan. Another thing that's not like actually fleshed out yet, but he can kind of draw his weapon now. When I say it's not really fleshed out, it's because it doesn't really work. But it works for the most part. Like when his sword is sheathed, it looks good, and when he's facing right, it looks good. You like the helmet? Thank you, man. The helmet was hard for me. At first, he looked really silly, and then I was like, nah, he needs the line. And then the line really brought things together. I think once he has some like animations, he's gonna be kind of fun. Well, one thing I do actually want to do, I know we're not going to get too ahead of ourselves, and just kind of like code all night tonight, because we can't do that yet. We still need to design our game. But there we go. That feels much better to me. I zoomed everything in. He's generally smaller than he used to be, and so I think his jump height needed to reflect that a little bit. Now he's a little bit too small to get back up there. That's a little bit sad. So we're just going to fix that for him. He's going to get a little step there. And then we'll also... Yeah, no, he's good now. And then we'll also give him a little step over here. And so that should make him... Faceplate lines are fire. Thank you, man. Yeah, no, definitely. Let's cook this together, man. I'm totally open to any... just general positive or otherwise constructive, more negative feedback on anything. I mean, there's really no art direction yet. These tiles and this little guy, it was just kind of like to get something, down and on the screen. Hold on, I am realizing now that something isn't working. Whoa, that's not right. Hold on, team. Can you guys say something? Aha, it's not working. This is supposed to be a chat box where we can see the chat. We can't see the chat, can we? I can't. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Let's see. Weird idea. A little red thing on his helmet, more futuristic as you upgrade, it gets longer. That sounds cool. That sounds cool to me. Sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of debugging here. It's often an OBS browser issue. Try re-enabling the overlay, clear the OBS browser. No, everything else is working. I am about 99% sure of it. Alright, so what if we... So sorry guys, thanks for bearing with me. What if we create a new... your streams chat. make it custom, bring it over there. We'll make it 350 by 500 and 405. Okay, we'll see if that does anything. If not, what are you gonna do? I guess it's not like the end of the world. I don't know if the sub thing works. I don't know if, like, honestly, any of it works, but no reason to waste time worrying about it. But yeah, I like this idea that you have, man. I guess another quick little thing that we did, me and bro last time we're talking about making this stuff all customizable, and so I honestly don't remember if it was earlier today or yesterday, but you can toggle that, and then you can also still pause the game with F2, whether it's up or not. There's also little chat logs for it now, so you kind of know what's going on in game and outside of the game, which is nice. I think honestly the only thing that I want to do, would it end up trailing on the ground behind it? Hopefully, if we made it out of like bones or something like that, made it like a joint, a string, that'd be really cool. Actually, it could be like a little trail, a little wispy thing behind him, and then when he gets really fast, it would be like whoosh. Influenced by the speed of the character. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I really like this Godot that we have here. I think he looks good. All stretched out. Across the screen like this, he looks happy. No Godots were harmed in the making of this game. So, we're back in the player. What I want to do is do coyote time real quick. Or coyote. Make upload, and we'll say 1.0. Love the Godot. He is the foundation. I completely agree with you. He's goated. He's what's kind of making everything happen. So I'm just gonna think out loud for a second. Everything else was really easy. I think coyote time is too. I just need to remember what implementing it is. So all we're doing is basically adding a buffer, so that way once we jump, well, I guess it doesn't matter if we initialize coyote time to, well, no, so we're just going to subtract from coyote time, and we're just going to make sure that coyote time is greater than 0, and then we'll just jump. So yeah, we're going to make coyote time a float, which is 1, and then we're going to say if not is on floor, if coyote time is greater than 0, coyote time minus equals 0.1. And so we're going to lose coyote time. We're going to say if not is on floor. Okay, so yeah, now we can hit the else here, and then we can say coyote time plus equals 0.1. So if not on the floor, take it away. Otherwise, we increase it. And then we'll just do a quick little print coyote time. We'll do that over here too, and we'll just make sure that that's happening just before we commit to the bit at all. That's not right. That happened fast. Else, I really don't want to nest it again, but I guess we will. if coyote time is less than, what is the start value? No, it's fine. It's fine. We'll clean this up later. We'll make it better. So this will be worth, trust. Okay, that looks great. Why does it say negative 0.1? If it is greater than 0, if it is less than 1.0, if it's greater than 0. So that shouldn't be inclusive. Does it really matter? Probably not. That's my honest thoughts on that. So what's cool is, unlike when I added coyote time to Pathfinder, since it's just you, me, and when I say you, I mean you guys, you know who I'm talking to, because it's just us three here. You guys know about Pathfinder. When I added coyote time to Pathfinder, things were not as smooth as this, but all we have to do is now just check for if we're on the floor, and coyote time is greater than 0. And then at which point we will also say that coyote time equals 0. Bro, you got a lot of shit done since last stream. Yeah, I really won't lie. I spent like, it's probably about 2 hours at work, but I don't know. I've just been kind of flowing. I've been like very much ready to work on like something new. I got like, I had a great time finishing Pathfinder like a week or so ago. Like I did these like last couple kind of fixes and just had a lot of fun. So I've been trying to keep it cooking. I don't know if it's not working. I mean, it's not breaking anything. Oh, well, you see what the problem. Oh, I see. You see, I'm silly. I made a silly mistake. It doesn't actually matter if we're on the floor anymore. Doesn't matter. All that matters is the coyote time. The whole point of coyote time is that we're not on the floor anymore. So we're just gonna put that in a comment just in case I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. So now, oh, look at that. So it looks no different here, but what it's gonna do is it's gonna let us do that. What is that? You probably can't even see it happening, but he no longer, it feels like you're goated, but you're actually just like, you know, just kind of get a little bit of a buffer. And so we'll adjust that as we need to, I think. See, now we have a magic value again. But I guess it's fine. No, because what we could do, right, we could store it, we could access it locally. We could just store it locally for a second. No, because this is physics process, it's happening like all the time. All the time. Classic physics process. Ability wise, different weapons have movement stuff with attacks like dashes. And I really don't notice it until I'm streaming how much I like slouch over. I'm like a little goblin down here. And it doesn't even look that bad. I just look, you know, like I'm down here, but then I like stretch and I'm just like not in a good place. But yeah, that idea is really cool. So while we're talking about weapons, right? How do you want to do weapons? Is it gonna be like hack and slash? Do we point and click? Right? Or are we gonna press buttons? Are we skonging it, or are we like, I literally don't even know. I can see the game in my mind. I mean, I guess Terraria does it, but Terraria is not what I'm thinking of. The game I'm thinking of has like really juiced up combat. I don't know. What are you gonna do? That sounds cool though, but no, I definitely want to start figuring out combat. Otherwise, we're gonna end up with a Pathfinder medieval style pretty quickly. You leave me alone in a room with Godot, you end up with a Pathfinder. Um, I don't know why, but it happens. I just like making little dudes jump. So we gotta be careful not to make a Pathfinder. I think that could be a goal for this stream, low key. I think if we either get a casting spell or a swinging sword started, that would be pretty cool. And we could start actually destroying those Godot boxes, and we could create some kind of a global manager. And that could be kind of good, because then it could spawn more Godots once you've broken some of them. Terraria's way of handling ranged for magic, I guess. Terraria is kind of what I was thinking. Yeah. I wish I could get a clip of you leave me alone in a room. Get Pathfinder. It'll be on the VOD. We can clip it later down the line. Do that for sure. Kind of a profound realization. I want to see how far we can go. It's 12,800%. Channel trailer. Yeah, I guess I do need to make some kind of a new intro soon. It's the Pine Phone video for now, but it should be something else. Stream VODs will be good for that kind of stuff. I think I'm gonna make a video this week, and I'm gonna use as at least as much stream stuff as I can. We'll see. But yeah. Okay, so we added coyote time. That's good. I guess we should commit this all to GitHub. Whoa, coyote time. What else did we do? I guess just coyote time. Get publish origin valid features. Okay, cool. What do you guys think of the new VS Code theme? It's still light mode like the last one, but I think the colors are really nice. They keep asking me to pay money for it, and I'm not gonna do it. Sorry, Monokai team. I'm not paying for it. No. Okay, so that's actually kind of cool. Now, okay, so no, this is good. This is huge, actually. This is big. Let's think about if we want Terraria like sword swinging. All right. Okay. Here's the plan. Here it is. See, this code doesn't work. Does not work. See, because when we flip, it's broken. And I know that that's probably going to be like a really simple fix. I need to turn off those print things for the Plunk. It's Cyberpunk 2077 specifically. I keep hitting the script tab because I've been coding on my Mac all day. Those are in player controller. Yeah, we can just, honestly, we don't even need to just comment those out. We can just completely kill those. Because Coyote Time, like, works now. So, that's honestly nice to have done those things, like, kind of early on. Don't have to worry about them too much. Player controller will feel decent for a while. Once we start adding like animations and camera effects, we can kind of like, you know, juice things up or whatever. But for now, that's good. And yeah, the new additions to the debug tools are cool. That's going to be good. I think what I want to do is kind of start figuring things out with the sword here in like, I don't know, not this like very second, but definitely soon. Well, I guess actually the first thing that's going to look like is adding something to the input map. So we're just going to add a new, we're going to call this attack. And we will add mouse buttons, mouse left. Okay. So now we have an attack. Is that what we just called that? I literally did not even pay attention. Yep, it's called attack. Okay, so, and I click script again. So I'll just make a quick little punk attack. It's gonna be a little simple. We're just gonna print. Well, so we're just gonna do that. And so what we're going to do if input is action just pressed attack, we'll do that. Okay, well actually no, we should just do this in the input input thing itself, but honestly it's fine. We'll just honestly just gonna why are we upset? Parameter delta is never used. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Fix this later. So we're just gonna do that because that's really a silly thing that we've done. But if you see now when we are left clicking, we got the boom. So simple bones. We'll say if it's attack and sheathed. We'll wrap this in parentheses to make it a singular statement. Make sure that nothing gets evaluated the wrong way. See, and now it's not working because we're sheathed. And now we're unsheathed and we can swing the sword. So that's good. Very, very basic kind of management of those things. And so actually, I guess there's two ways we can go about it. We can either animate the sword itself, or we can, well, there's like infinitely many of ways that we can go about it. We can animate just the sword. We can do like a little swoosh sound, not sound effect. I mean, there will be a sound effect, but we can do like a little swish. We can do both those things separately. We can do both those things together. We have options. If we're Terraria, we're just gonna make it rotate. And then we'll tie that into strength of items later. And then that's like easy. We make like powerful swords swing slower but do great damage, and then we make like little fast swords. Maybe we make them stab, but then that's like way too much like Terraria, and so maybe we're not gonna do that. But we do now have this kind of basic logic in place, um, which we will clean up. We will clean this up. I think what I want to do is just move the attack call to the actual input function itself. So we're just gonna like listen. You look like a mix of Dream and Andrew Garfield. I'm not sure if, I don't know, there's layers to that, man. Thanks for stopping by, though. That's cool. Hey, dude, what do you do? I am currently a student. I actually just graduated with my computer science degree like 2 days ago, and I am also now just working on getting my master's degree in data science. So that is about it right now. I take whatever opportunities I can get to do, like, you know, internship kind of stuff. I've done some Unity VR development. I've done some like React software engineering kind of stuff. I've done some like backend development, like building some like data analytics, just some simple Python stuff with like EC2 sort of things. Just generally kind of whatever I can get my hands on. I just really like working on anything computers, but I really enjoy making games. It's what my undergraduate thesis was. I remade my Unity demo called Pathfinder the Demo Log in Godot, and I finished it. That was pretty fun. So we're just kind of hanging out and working on a new project now that it's all over. So let's see. We're gonna make a very simple little thing. We're just gonna make a quick little shape, and we'll worry about all the details later. Just kind of make it a little sharper. And I don't know, we'll add like this kind of bluish color too, just in a couple of these spots, just to kind of do that. And then, yeah, it looks kind of bad. What do we need to do to make this look better? I guess we could add like a little bit of that in there. No, I still don't like it. What are we gonna do? Yeah, I don't think I'm ever actually gonna be happy with that in time. This is just a little ugly, kind of getting it out. We'll call this slash. Oh, I did it again. I didn't click the dots. Cycle 2 asset sprites. There we go. Thank you, Air Sprite. Lighter shade of gray. I think that's actually a really good call. I think that is a lot of what's bothering me. I think you might be right. Yeah. No, I don't want to. How do I export? Control Alt Shift S. That's a lot of keys. I mean, it's fine. Yes, I want to override it, and I will always want to override it. Okay, so okay, we're gonna do this. What just happened? Okay, so we're gonna bring that in, and then we're gonna bring that, and then we're gonna go into my prefabs. We're gonna put swords in the prefab. We're gonna call it sword.tcn. We're gonna need to do better later, but for now we're just gonna work. So this is silly. So I think let's look at the player. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's actually pretty decent little eyeballing there. I think maybe it could go up just like a little bit like that, maybe. And now I need to check real quick. There's a piece of syntax that I'm looking for. There is a one-shot timer. There we go. So what we need to do now is inside of this, we're going to set this to be visible. And so we'll create a reference. Attack stuff. We'll create a new little group up here at the top, and we'll say on ready var, and we'll call this one the slash sprite. I need to decide. I'm doing variables with camel case and then files with underscores. I think I've been a little bit inconsistent about that in some places. Need to make sure I get ahead of that before it comes to get me later. So now we have the reference to the slash object, and the slash object is invisible when we start. And so when we attack, we will make slash dot visible equals true. Oh, I gave it a long convoluted name. Slash by dot visible equals true, and then we will await get tree dot create timer. We'll say like 0.3 to start, and we'll do that time out, right? No, timeout is not a function. And then we will just do that for now. Let's see. I think that should actually just kind of work. Okay, well, the thing appeared. It didn't go away. Why not? Oh, it's because that's why. Why else? Alright, cool. So now we have a very simple little left clicking thing, and then we got nothing going on. We put it away, we can move around. We got the variable jump height, and we got the coyote time. So that's all good and fun and cool. And we got the Godots. So now that we can start actually attacking, once we get like the rotations kind of properly set up, that's going to be pretty good, because then we can start attacking the Godots. And I think that'll be good. We can also do some, like, I don't know, some fade and stuff like that on the thing to kind of juice it up later. I'm not like super worried about making all that like super pretty right now, but I will go ahead and leave a comment for myself later to do fade other eye candy. So this is going to be kind of full of to-dos in this section, because I don't want to spend like too much time on this, because this is like fairly early, rudimentary, just getting a feel for what things might feel like. Shades of white. That's a good idea too, adding some kind of different, actually, you know what would be really good? That's a great idea. So if we make the whole thing a little bit darker, then we can actually go up and take this more like true white, and now we can also have highlight. We can put some like visual emphasis on the maybe even actually make this one a little bit darker, right? And then we can now we need to make it just a little bit lighter. And so now, yeah, there's just kind of more depth to it. Again, I think that like the general shape of it could like use some work or whatever, but pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that it looks cooler. And then, yeah, I mean, like the base needs to be thinner, and like there's some layers to it. And then what happens when we flip? Okay, absolutely nothing happens when we flip. So I think maybe the best way to go about handling that is, I mean, I think the best way, if we could just figure out a way to inherit all of this from the player, because all we're doing is, well, that's the issue. All we're doing to the player is flipping the horizontal. I guess we could try and align the origins of everything to see if we could make them do the same thing. I think for the sword itself, we just need to do some offset and then flip it. And then for the actual like attack, it's kind of just the same thing. We should just move it to wherever it's placed, like negatively. And I think that should be pretty straightforward. But again, I seem to have figured it out for when it's on his back. But again, I think that's just because it's inheriting the kind of flip from the player. Okay, so that's fine. We need to take a look at that. Give me just 1 second, guys. I will be right back. Thank you for your patience, everybody. And let's get back to it. All right. So, yeah, let's take a look at what's going on with the sword position. I think that'll be a kind of good first starting place. So, when we get the sword out, it's flipping. And it looks like the offset is going in the wrong direction. So, what if I literally just take out the negative? Oh, look at that. Okay, so we've almost figured it out. We've almost figured it out. Something wrong is going on. Something wrong. So I don't even understand what I just did. Okay, so when we ready it, we put it into sword position. Well, okay, just one immediate thing that I have to do. This code is already like kind of shitty. Wow, I apologize, YouTube. I shouldn't be saying bad words. Um, but yeah, if it's already going to be like this, we should at least make the input check happen in process. So that way we're not, I think calling it and then doing it within there is just kind of wasteful for no reason. Okay, so let's just confirm that when we make this negative, this works over here again. And that's fine. And so, well, what does that mean? I'm kind of confused. I really don't know why this is tripping me up so hard. So when we get the sword out, we can swing it, and that's great. But when we go that way, well, so I did some weird thing with like absolute value somewhere. That's just not here, that's fine. So offset, if it's sheathed, then wait. Do I just have this backwards? Wait, which one is which? Attack offset. If sheath equals true, it should be origin. Otherwise, it should be attack. That makes sense to me. Either my variables are backwards in name or in function. Look at that. Look at that. We're getting really close. We are getting very close. And honestly, all we have to really remember to do as well, and I totally forgot to do this earlier. If we go into sword test, ordering Z index is -1. So we also need to go into attack. Well, no, actually just sheath. If sheath is not true, so that's going to be our else condition. That's another thing that I should actually put another little to-do in here. To-do, make this better. Handle conditions more elegantly. I don't know, that's spelled wrong. It's fine. So we're also going to say that the, what is it? Z index equals 1. If she equals true, then we'll say that Z boot index equals -1. I just exposed myself. I'm a gnomer. I'm a gnomer. You can probably tell that just looking at the top of my screen. Been a big fan of GNOME since I started using Pop Shell a couple weeks ago. Okay, so now we can have a better idea where the sword is. Oh wait, no. Nope, that's fine too. Draw a sword if sheath equals true equals 1. Well, actually, no, hold on. I think I'm once again setting myself up for some confusion down the road. I think no. What? What is going on now? Okay, so there's some things happening here that are just, they were like deceptively functional before. I don't think that this is actually working. At least not working as intended. That's okay, we'll figure it out. So I think the biggest thing that needs to happen, origin offset. See, okay, so that's good. But then what's also happening? Where am I? Origin offset, sword position. I'm not moving the sword ever. So I'm just really confused how I'm doing like such a complicated rotation. Let's think through like everything that's happening right now. So when I get the sword out, we are saying sheath equals false. And we are going to, if we look at the, what is it, offset? Yeah, so if we look at the offset, well, I guess it doesn't do it live. Oh, yeah, no, here it does, it does, it does. If we go into here, we need to find, where's the sword? There we go, sword tells it. So if we look, oh my gosh, now it's not, now it's not doing what we needed to do. Oh, well, no, it's because it's not sheathed now. Okay, so yeah, okay, so let's see what's happening. So, okay, offset is now 0, that's fine. Why does it look like this? Why does it look like this? Okay, so it does not need to be flipped horizontal. Oh, okay, perfect. So that's the first problem, actually. Oh, well, no, it's out now. That's not good. That's not good. Well, let's figure out the offset issue. I think the offset just needs to be 0, 0. Yeah, look at that. And so why is it now in front of the player? So are we sheathed right now? I need to know. I need to know. Well, no. So why is the index 3 now? It's supposed to, if sheath equals true, become -1. And also, let's just try doing this as a vector 2, 0, 0, because that seems to be fine. We'll just do a little test run. We'll do a little restart. Lost in the sauce, but that is hilarious. Yeah, I'm lost in the sauce too, man. I'm like, I kind of understand what's happening, but at the same time, it's just like, what do you mean? Like, the sword's just in the wrong place now. So let's look at the remote stuff again, right? Let's see where we've gone wrong. Sword position. Like, what am I doing with that? The offset needs to be 0, 0. Right, hold on. Let's just look at this. Draw a sword. If sheath equals true, -1, 0, 0. Is it flipped right now? No, nothing's flipped. Get rid of that. That's what should be happening. Absolutely nothing. It's supposed to be going back to 0, 0. Sheath is false. The Z index, it goes back behind the dude. Otherwise, it's set to 3. And then again, like, I don't understand what the need for the... What happens if we say flip H? Well, yeah, no. So in that case, flip H should be true. And then we do the little, I understand now. So we flip it and then we do the offset, we move it over. And so that makes sense to me once again. And then we say sheath equals no. If sheath, oh, hold on. If sheath equals true, then we're bringing the sword out. Yeah, I did this backwards. I did this backwards. It's fine. It's okay. Like, we'll just... It never happened. It never happened. Let's try it again. Alright, looks promising. Oh, look at that. Wait. Something is wrong. What's happening? If she equals true, oh, then sheath equals false. Otherwise, sheath equals true. So I was looking like really way too close at the names there. I don't know what I was doing. So now there we go. And so now we just need now we're back where we started. Great, right? Um, Wait, hold on. Yeah, we did. It was wrong again. Oh, it was. Oh, why is it now right? Wait, why did it work earlier? Now it doesn't. Wait. Oh, it's because I changed the code. No, I did not. Okay, hold on. So if sheath equals true, if sheath equals false, then what? Flip h equals false. Did I get rid of that line somewhere? Let's try it. Let's try it. No. Alright, there we go. There we go. We're back to where we started. We're back to where we started. Except it's better now. Okay, so when we flip him, what are we gonna do? I don't want to get parent. I think that would be kind of ridiculous. I think that would be kind of ridiculous if we like climbed all the way up to check the flip of it. So I don't know. What do we think is the best way to kind of handle for that? I mean, ultimately, yeah, no, it's his little guy, little sword buddy. So this is like mostly functional now. I'm like happy enough with the actual behavior there. I guess another thing that we need to do if we pop in here real quick, we make this visible. We need to add child. Static body, add child node area. Well, no, we just need to do position shape, rectangle. I am rectangular. Excellent. So now we're gonna have I'll worry about renaming it later. So now we have like actual physics that we can do stuff with later. Well, not physics, but at least collisions. Which is going to be relevant later. Because yeah, there's layers to this, right? So yeah, we should just make a new script. So we want to attach a script. We're gonna call this sword slash. And we'll have a bar. So what did I even want to do with this? Activate. That doesn't return anything, it's void. Okay, so this is just gonna like flip its value for activate, and then we'll like do things whether or not it's activating or deactivating. And so this is gonna be kind of the bones. It seems kind of like, why are we making a whole script for this right now? I think long term it is once again going to help us out to have all this modular stuff. Yes, move it. It's fine. So this will allow us to like control the sprite at the same time as the hitbox and just that kind of stuff. Sorry, I got kind of quiet for a second there. I ran out of water, and when I run out of water and I stop remembering to like sip, I stop like remembering to speak. It's not actually empty though, so that's pretty good. We are on a bit of a side quest right now. I do know that we're not running from our problems. We are going to get the sword stuff working. The night is young. So let's take a look at what we're doing right now. Okay, so if active equals false, then we're gonna say visible equals false. Else visible equals true. Yippee. So, well, it doesn't even really matter. Can we just do that and then... This feels again like kind of just like a preference thing. Like I don't think the actual like execution of any of this makes like any difference. I would just kind of rather do it this way, I guess. Just because, I don't know, if we're like explicitly defining it in ready, then it's like we know that every single time it's going to be set it to false when we like boot up in there. And that feels like fun. So now, anywhere that we are saying to /sprite.visible, we can actually just activate it. And so that will allow us to also control the collider. Because now from the sword slash, we can go here into the hierarchy and see the static body. I think if we disable, I don't know how to disable it in the business. Do you know how to set up state machines in animation tree nodes? I think so. You're talking about like, well, I'll just confirm or deny. So we got, you know, the animation tree, and then we can go in here and we can like make a new one. We could call this like swing, right? And then so we could take like a property of like the sprite, and then we could say like the rotation. And we'll make a keyframe here, and then we'll go here, and then we'll find the sprite. We'll do transform, and we'll rotate it, and we'll do that. Like stuff like that. And then like, you know, you can then like go further from there, right? You can add like additional properties where you're doing things like controlling the hitboxes and stuff. Oh, well, so actually I understand your question completely now. A lot of the stuff that I'm like trying to architect like in my code, I could probably just be like timing and sequencing in the animation tree, no? Like I bet I could add like another track here where it's like a property track to the static body, and I can say like disable mode. Yeah, exactly. Defines physically. So I think we could probably like open that and then, well, let me actually look and see disable mode remove. No, okay. So let me try that again. Let me try that again. Property track of the static body. And oh yeah, I didn't see I could keep scrolling. Can I just do like solid disable? I feel like I probably just don't understand that interface right now, but I think I understand what you're saying. And we're probably gonna play around with this kind of stuff once we start like getting things like kind of rigged up, for sure. What is this little warning that I have? No root animation. That's real. is the current position? If we make this positive, okay, perfect. So why am I doing that? It doesn't really make sense to do that in here, but I guess it kind of does. So I think what needs to happen, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. Like, we literally just need to flip and move. Flip and move. And so what we could do, right, we could just get the absolute value of the current position, which is -19. And so we just say absolute value of position, but then we don't have access to it anymore. But then again, that goes back to what I was saying. I guess we could also just flip it on the key press, but now we have like a bunch of stuff happening on the key press for no reason. And so I feel like we should be able to just pass it down below. I mean, I guess we could use a signal, but that's getting like really abstract and weird for seemingly no reason. That's my take on the matter. I think that I might be cooked on that front. I think I'm a little bit lost here, but also it's all still happening pretty quickly. So like, let's just take a look. So we just need to flip it horizontally, and then we just need to make this 19, and then everything is fine, I think. And so absolute value and flip horizontal. And so let's go, I guess, kind of up the hierarchy and figure out what needs to happen here. So, I mean, where this is actually happening is in the player controller, right? We're checking for the axis, and then we're flipping the sprite. Oh, well, so this is simple. This is fine. Then we'll also just flip the sword, right? And then we're also flipping the sword. Why are we flipping the sword vertically? Why are we doing that? Man, why are we moving the sword position? Man, I'm so confused. What am I cooking? What am I cooking? What am I cooking? What was I thinking? Okay, well, we need to make that thing invisible. Sorry, guy. But we need to finish that train of thought, too. Need to finish that train of thought. How do I open them side by side? Open to the side, Control Enter. Alright, very cool. So, what we're going to want to do... Here. This feels kind of extra, but let's just see. Because then we can say... Whoa, no function activate in base spread. Well, yes, but he has the script, right? Did I not save it or something? Whoa. What is happening, man? What are we getting angry about? What on earth is happening? This happened to me last stream. Guys, this is crazy. I don't even understand. See, mixed use of indentation, but like, at what point do they think I use spaces? Do I really have to do it again? This is the only thing that worked yesterday. Rewrite it again, which is ridiculous, but whatever. Honestly, we're not even gonna print boom. We're just gonna say activate. Nope. Well, that says sheeted, so that's probably our first problem. Nope. Look at that. Someone somewhere, not me, used a mix of tabs and spaces, I guess. See, like, deep breaths. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Format. What is the problem? Is it broken or is this like a linting? Oh, it's a... Alright. Alright, it still doesn't work. But the code isn't broken. Why did it run with the broken print statement, man? What is happening? What is Godot doing? Okay, so we have no activate in base sprite 2D. Oh, well, I see. That's the issue, because we've cast sprite 2D onto it. So this is a sword controller. Okay. So I'm just not even... I'm gonna be so honest, I don't know how to handle that. I'll look it up. We'll figure it out, but in this very moment, we're not gonna do that. Well, no. Okay, so the issue isn't the fact that we're casting. So what is the issue? Slash is the object that has the sword slash on it, right? So what are we doing? That's breaking, team. Bro, you can't let Mr. Godot do you like this? No, I really don't think that I can. This feels outrageous to me. So this is just gonna be a funny little idea. So if we just say slash dot, yeah, okay, look. This was my hypothesis. Look, we can call it if we access the object directly, but not from our reference. But no. So So what's happening here? What if we just change the base type to be node 2D? Thoughts, questions, concerns? Invalid call. I thought this was gonna be easy, guys. I thought this was gonna be real simple. So again, I'm gonna try and get rid of the typing. I still think that this is part of the problem. I know that it's not like actual strong types or whatever. Oh, we have errors. File not found. Okay. We're really not getting a lot of helpful debug information, and that's my fault. Don't get me wrong, this I understand. But I feel like there's something that has to be staring me like right in the face right now. So on ready, we're saying slash sprite is slash. And so slash is this object that holds this script. Ha. We figured it out. We figured it out. Detach. Attach. Nope. Don't do that. I moved this script. Discard. Everything's gonna work perfectly first try. Like I said, everything's going to work perfectly first try. We thought through all the problems, we fixed all the issues, but you know, it's like later stages of initial D. I don't remember which one, but you know, Ryosuke tells Talk Me that he has to beat the opponent that he can't see. That's what we just did. We had to beat the bug that we couldn't actually debug. We had to go through all of those mental kind of hurdles, kind of figure it out. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that works. What did we actually achieve by that? Absolutely nothing, except for more modular code, I guess, right? So now we're accessing our activate function when we attack. And so, well now, let's just do a quick little refactor. Let's say sword sprite. Oh, slash sprite. Okay, is that really the only instance of it? Okay, fine. Slash object, and then we'll say and now everything should be good. We should be happy. We should be balling. Yup. Also, since we're using the mouse now, we need to get here into project settings and make some additions. We need to do some WASD. Need to do a little bit of WASD. And then jump is just space. So let's see how that feels. Incredible. I'm happy. So there's a weird thing that's happening. Yarrow balling? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely yarrow balling. I really... I don't know what the best way to handle this is going to be. We need to go upstream, collect information from the player. We need to become salmon. We need to traverse the medium stream. We need to go upwards. We need to find whether or not the player is flipped, and then we need to access an alternate set of coordinates. The way that's first coming to mind is we drag and drop things in the editor, and then we create a dictionary. Well, not even a dictionary. We can just create either a vector or a tuple, and then we can just swap between those two positions based on whether or not we're flipped or not, right? I think the cooler way to do that is actually coming to me right now. It's all coming together. So what we're gonna do is, I like this original idea, right? Storing the position and the origin, like the offset or whatever. But I think what's going to be kind of smarter is if we do onReady variable, we'll say base, I don't know, location. We'll just call it base lock, and we'll say it's yeah, we'll just make it a vector 2 for consistency because I like vectors, and we'll call that position. And then also at onReady, we'll say variable offlock, and we'll say vector 2 equals add position, and then let's just print base lock and offlock. Oh no. It's happening again. It's happening again. It's happening. We're escaping it. Oh, look at that. I think I was spot on. I think I was spot on. They're negative and then they're positive. This is good. This is promising. I knew I wasn't just trying to convince myself that I learned something in math class. Okay, so, man, I still don't know. This doesn't help us get information from the player controller. We could do a signal. We could send a signal to the sword, and then we can access the sword with get parent from the slash. It feels a little bit cobbled together. It does not feel very modular long term. It doesn't give us a lot of runway. However, we have to think about it. What are we really going to do as far as like expanding, extending, enhancing? Like what kind of changes are we really going to make to the sword long term? Probably everything, right? But we can also just tell ourselves, no, we're not going to change that much. It's probably going to be fine. These streams are only like 2 or 3 hours long. Imagine like, you know, the next time that we stream and we're like, wow, look at all this work that we did. It's time to get rid of it. That'll be good. And we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but I think that we should just kind of keep exploring and solving problems as best we can. So I think that tells me I'm going to do the weird signal thing. So player character node signal. I think I'm actually just gonna have to create, like, initialize a signal. Yeah, I don't even remember the syntax for doing that. Time to get the docs out. Godot documentation, great book, recommended. One of my favorites. Godot devs, one of my favorite authors. One of the greats. Alright, so all we have to do is say signal flipped. Can we type it? Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. Alright, so we define it and we don't use it, right? And then how do we call it? Okay, signal dot emit. Excellent. So signal dot emit. Oh no, it's not signal dot emit. That's just what it is in the docs. It's going to be flipped dot emit. I guess we do it again. Can we pass arguments to it? Gonna hit the sack. These go up on your page after. Yes, absolutely, man. I hope that you have a nice night, JJ. I appreciate you for stopping by and hanging out for a while tonight. Get some rest. And yeah, no, as soon as I turn the stream off, I think YouTube turns these into VODs for me. So anything that I get up to for the rest of the night, you'll be able to catch up on for sure. Right here on the channel. Since you're a subscriber, it's pretty cool. I do recommend it. There's some interesting stuff down there. But yeah, man, take it easy. I will see you. Hopefully we don't get too much done without you. So, oh yeah, all right, we can do arguments. We can do arguments. And so we'll say, flip, I don't know, flag, bool. Well, so yeah, and then we'll just send the signal back through like that, right? All right, so this is now, I have to like stay focused in on this. I need to like not lose my footing here because this is outrageously coupled together for no reason. So we're sending this signal. How do we access the signal? Connect the signal in the UI node. What do you mean? Can I just do it visually? Are they just gonna appear since we defined a signal? I would love that. Yup. Thank you. Works for me. We'll say character flip. Should I get rid of the on? Maybe not. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna connect it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so it's now going to pass in the true and false, and so that's going to be nice. And so when that happens, we're going to say the same kind of deal as what's going on externally. We're going to say if flag equals false, else. And so if it equals false, we're going to say was it flip horizontally? Yeah. Flip h equals false. Flip h equals true. Don't talk to me about the indentation thing. My linter is just broken. Whatever are we going to do? Oh dear. Okay. Um, Man, what? I really don't even. Okay, so it's completely fine when sheathed. That's fine. Okay, so if flipped equals false, flip horizontal. True? Is this how it needs to be? Okay, so we also need to, I guess we need to look at sheet. I keep saying sheeted. No such thing. No such thing. Alright, so once again, we've almost returned to where we started. But again, we have to just remember that things are modular now. No, alright, so there's no situation where, hold on, I just need to pass. We need to go all the way back. There's no point continuing to reinvent the wheel like this. This is stupid. So this works fine, and then so does this. So all we need to do, very simple, very, very simple. If flag equals true, then we're going to say position equals off lock, else position equals base lock. And so I think that might actually just literally be, well, no, not quite. Maybe before I do anything crazy, let's just flip it. Because that wouldn't be the first time that happened tonight. Wrong. So let's take a look. Oh, okay, so it's like in the right place for over here. No, it's just wrong. Just really not doing anything right. So that's fine. I actually really don't care. So how am I actually using this? So if direction is greater than 0 and we're not flipping horizontal, then we're setting the false flag. Okay, so that makes sense. So we're just saying if we're not flipped, then send false. If we are flipped, send true. So all we need to do is say that if, then flag equals true, and then let's go ahead and just leave a comment so there's no ambiguity. True equals flipped, false equals not flipped. Okay, so we already confirmed that the position thing should work, right? So we're going to say if flag equals true, we're going to say position equals off lock. We'll also say sheath equals false, and then we'll also wrap both of these just for good practice. Because we might as well. And we're honestly not going to do anything else with that now. So we're going to leave that alone. No, I didn't quite do it. Didn't quite do it. So -4. Okay, so let's actually just let's take a look for a second. What needs to happen? We need to just deconstruct the game for a moment. And then this will all be so much simpler, right? So we need to flip it vertically, but that's handled by the larger sprite, right? So we actually don't need to be concerned about that at all. And so, well, no. So, I see. So our problem is we're doing stuff with position. This is offset. Well, oddly enough, it seems like we could actually just turn the offset to 11 and then what? -11 or what? What was it? Yeah, like what? -11 or something, yeah. And then what was it? 11 on the other side? 11 on the other side. Okay, so let's just try that. We'll just make it real simple. This is when off lock is. Are we sheathed? Nope. And we are flipped. So flipped, sheath is false. Offset by y equals -11. Else offset by y equals 11. Whoa, what is going on there? Attack of the Godot. Ooh, not quite. Not quite. Oh, we've broken something. Man, I'm getting properly confused. I won't even hold you. I'm getting properly confused. Because, like, what is going on here, right? Where am I doing all this, like, offset garbage? Because in the editor, before I do anything, nothing happens. Sword position equals position.x. All we do is we store it. Now, when we draw the sword, we set the offset to the attack offset, which is 4, -11. So what? Do we just say offset equals absolute value of attack offset? Else offset equals offset. Maybe. Oh, we're so close. 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 Oh, all we have to do is reset it now. All we have to do is reset it now. That's pretty good. I don't know. I know this is like really simple stuff. We're not moving mountains here, but I just spent like a year of my life making a game about a little dude that just jumps. You can go find Pathfinder on itch. It's just a game about a little dude that jumps, and so like I'm taking these as when see I don't even understand how did we even just do that. It's fine. So I think all we have to do is offset equals attack offset. See, I think this is all coming together now. This is what I was thinking about with the absolute value thing earlier. I think we're like locked in. Oh yeah, there it is. We've done it. Great success. Great success. And so then we put it, oh. I said cheated again. It's not what I'm trying to say. Oh, man. I am an if-else programmer. This is a problem. It's just because we're in the early prototyping stages, guys. That's all. That's all. Oh, I think he's perfect. We did it, we did it. Right as I read your comment, he's perfect. He's good, he's locked in. Oh, not quite. There was some kind of magical boundary edge case. I don't know how we'll bring it back. We're not worried about it right now. He looks pretty good. Okay, so now I think we just have to apply these transformation. The same one to the doohickey, little slash object. Oh man. That's actually so fun. Can we just literally do the same things to do we have yeah, slash. This feels a little bit janky. To do, please get rid of magic numbers, specifically the vectors. Please. I mean, it's like fine because we're just calling like zeros. It's not like, oh man, what is this vector? Okay, so the transformation's being applied, it just doesn't mean the same thing to there, and that's fine. Oh, that's totally fine. Let's just take a look for a second and see what needs to happen. So the current position is -19. What happens if we make it 19? Okay, very simple. If sheath equals false, then slash object dot position equals slash object dot position. I guess we'll just say absolute value, because if it's positive, it'll stay positive, otherwise it won't. And then we can then just say that slash object dot position equals negative. Slash object dot position, I think. Something strange is happening. Not our desired effect. Oh, what? How do we do that with the sword again? What? What? How does that work? Oh, I see. It's because of the flip flag. It's not noticing it until I press the direction key and emit the signal. Well, that's also a good thing to be aware of for performance reasons. I guess I'm like blasting that signal out like Bluetooth right now. That explains the really weird flashy behavior on the thing, the slash, when it wasn't doing its job right. Okay, so there, that's right. That's wrong. That's right. That's wrong. That's right. That's wrong. Did I assign them both to say the same thing? No. Slash object dot flip. So why is this just not? Oh, well, that's why. If sheath equals false. If we are flipped, yes. Very simple. Alright, so now we also just need to move it over. How are we going to do that? We're just going to look at it again. So, how far do I need to move it over? This is janky, but I'm just going to do it. That's 16. try it. So we'll say offset equals -40. I don't know what I keep doing that's making it run my code in there. It's weird. There we go. All right. So that's pretty simple. And is the... there we go. This is good to know as well. It's not bringing its children with it. Sad but true. In fact, the children seem to be moving away. So confused why the slash is the friend now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, if it's visually happening, we can do the same thing. We just also have to, this is just becoming so janky so quickly. I feel like I'm building a tower of cards. Thank you, I appreciate the cook. I do feel a little bit as though we've cooked just a little bit. We're getting pretty close. So yeah, now we just need to just move the collision shape. So actually, let's run the game one more time and see what needs to happen with that. So we bring that out. Now we do this, right? So if we go into remote, we look at the collision shape. So 1.5 is where it normally lives. Well, 3.5 is actually where it normally lives. And so let's try -3.5. No, wow, we need to really traverse. Let's try 6.5. No, let's try -12. -24. Whoa. -36. -48. Maybe -42. Perfect. -42. So -42, -42, -42, -42, -42, -42. Collider slash. So now we just need to go into the slash object itself, and then we need to get a reference to that collider. So we need to set on ready var collider is going to be a collider collision shape 2D. It's going to be equal collision shape 2D. Okay. So now we will go back into the sword controller. gonna shrink this down a little bit. And so we'll say slash object dot collider dot position equal or position dot x. Otherwise, it will be 0. I think. Let's take a look. Oh, what have we done? What have we done? Let's restart it. All right. Look at that. Excellent. Okay, so the collider's moving, and I'll call that a win. I call that a win. Okay, so now we can actually start testing something, right? So since we have a reference to the collider, we can check for collision. So we can go into our, I think, well, actually that's the benefit of using the area, right? No, I guess not. Collision shape. What? Change type. Does everything still work if I change it to an area? Looks like it. Okay, so we want an area because we can say area entered. This is key. Because we'll say area entered and we will connect it to sort test. We will say melee contact. So now we have access to the collider from our main sort script. Thank you, Godot. So what we're going to want to do, I guess, before we get too carried away there, is we're going to want to add a new script. We'll call this test enemy. And so we're just going to add some simple properties. So we'll save our health, it's int equals 3, and then we'll have func destroy, which will return void. And we will just say, I don't really know what we're going to say. Well, first we'll say func take damage, which also returns void, and it's just gonna say health equals health minus 1, and then we'll say I don't remember what the syntax is for popping something off the... Oh, it's just literally queue free. So now we have basic health on all of our little Godots. And so we should be able to go into the sword controller. Well, one more thing that we have to do now is we have to go into groups, global groups. Enemy. And it's global, yeah. Alright, so now we'll say if area dot is in group enemy area dot, I don't even know, what did we just call that? Take damage. Yeah, okay, it's just the linter. And so we'll also just do something here. We'll say func process delta, because we're not actually going to use it. What's wrong? Oh, we're good. If health is less than or equals to 0, then destroy. It's honestly kind of redundant to have the destroy method, but maybe we'll do more with it later. It's just kind of, it's good to start, you know, building out those things if we expect to work with them. So areas in group enemy take damage. Well, that's not an area. This is not going to work. I do this every time. So what we can do, right, is we can add a child node, say area 2D, add the collision shape on there. But see, now we run into a problem where we have this collision shape issue. And it's just a little bit silly, to be super honest. This might work. See, now we have the issue of take damage, right? And so it's because the root node needs to be the area, and right now our root node is a rigid body. And then the worst part about that is the thing that's spawning them then says, hey, I can only spawn things if they're rigid body. And so now there's kind of like a waterfall, a bit of a cascade going on here. What are we going to do about it? That's a very good question. I think the path of least resistance is going to be I don't really know. This is kind of just cumbersome. Like, we could emit a signal. These things just weren't designed to be actual, like, enemies, so this wasn't, like, a consideration earlier on, but now I just want to see that the sword actually works, right? And so that makes sense to do that, but I think maybe instead let's just make another little test dummy. So we'll keep him blurry. Add child node area. Add child node. Collider. And then we'll add a rectangle. Okay. And then we attach the script to the area. Script inherits native type from rigid body. What are you talking about? Oh. Understandable. So we should at least run this time. Hold on. Nothing. Not anything printing. Is this area in the... No, it's because the area is not in the group. Okay, so this should work now. Yep, alright. Well, it only did it twice. Why did it only do it twice? Get parent Q free. Let's try that. Aha. We've defeated our first enemy. So powerful. Everybody shall fear our knight. Pretty fun. So, I mean, yeah, that code isn't like terrible. It's not great, but you know, it could be worse. How hard is it to make them explode? You're asking the important questions. Making important. We could do something silly with some particles. We'll call this test enemy. We'll save it as a prefab. So to make them explode, we'll just go into here and we'll make a child node, make a particle. We tested these earlier, so we should be good. We can thank our friend from the other night for walking me through a refresher on particles. So now we have a little bit of particle going on. And so we can do a couple different things. Oh man, I don't know what turbulence is. It's kind of like the Sandevistan effect. We would need like a shader for the colors, but it's kind of funny. Wow, what is this? This is crazy. I've never seen this setting before, the trails. Alright, so this looks pretty good, I think. And so now we'll just, in the test enemy, we'll just also say $. Well, what do you mean? $. Wait, what? What is going on here? Why can't we see the GPU particles? I'm so confused. Hey, how's it going? Zazie gone free. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Well, okay, so yeah, this is the test enemy script, and so this is on the area. And so I don't want to do some kind of like weird access to the child object. Okay, this is really starting to annoy me actually. I'm just going to change the filter to nearest. What am I making? Honestly, not super sure yet, to be fully honest with you. The long-term plan is pretty vague, but some kind of like roguelite mechanics, you know, some kind of medieval vibes, swords, magic, that kind of stuff. We started this not last night, but the night before last on stream, and just kind of picking things up. Today we've added the kind of basic sword mechanics. Right now we're gonna work on testing those against some enemies. And then I think once we have some nice groundwork in the next day or so here, gonna start kind of experimenting with some actual game loop kind of things. Right now I'm very confused and not understanding why I can't access this object. because it sees collision shape and it sees sprite. And that confuses me because it goes up. Cool beans. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Are you a developer yourself? Or are you more of an observer in the space? I find either or very cool. I've done both. I do both. That's what I wanted to do. We're gonna open up in a sprite. Oh, I can't do that. That's fine. And open this there. We're just gonna change the color to be like evil. Trying to get into development, CS major. Very cool. No, I respect the grind. I've been on a very similar path as yourself for a little while now, honestly. I actually just got my degree a couple of days ago. I'm working on a data science master's now, but enjoy your time, man. I mean, I know there's gonna be plenty of moments where it seems like it's a lot. It's kind of overkill. The classes get really tough, but I'm only 2 days out of it, and I mean, there were things that I wish that I don't want to say held on to a little bit harder, but definitely appreciated more while I had them. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Oh, I did something terrible. No, I didn't. It's actually fine. We just need to undo, save, redo, Control Alt Shift SE, and then we'll call this evil player. Alright, so now we'll go in here. We'll do that. So if we go in, yeah. Oh. I see. I missed something. We also, so if it's sheathed, we need to slash object dot collider dot enable equals true. That is real, makes sense. Yeah, sorry, I was definitely kind of vague, not super helpful with that, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've just been kind of looking back at things kind of like fairly holistically, and I learned a lot. I definitely like, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but looking back on the last couple of years, it's crazy how much you really do end up getting from it. But still, I mean, specifically like in the math kind of heavy stuff, I got by. Um, but could have, I don't know. I don't even want to say I could have locked in harder. I did. I really tried to give it my all. I don't know. Things are just different for different people. I think actually maybe that's the better lesson here is focus on what you do like. Try and understand the things that you don't. But I mean, at the end of the day, it all works out. Alright, we're not doing this. It's not. Oh, well, no. Oh, so it did work. It just took time. Why did it take so much time? Kind of weird. But it does kind of work, so that's good. Now we just have to figure out, we did all this stuff to make these particles happen. let's call this part in it. Let's just see. Let's wake the editor up and see if we can call on it with a common name. What is happening? Is it because it doesn't have a... I actually have no idea. I'm not even gonna pretend like I can... That's real. Math isn't my strong suit. Honestly, I respect and salute you, soldier. I'll be so real with you. I managed to somehow get my degree without calc. I started it. This is actually so messed up. I started calc. I was taking it with my friend. He's like cracked. He can like see the matrix or something. I swear he can like skim through the book and understand the concepts. And so I was supposed to take it with him. And then at the same time, he was like convincing his girlfriend to take it. And then there was like all this drama between them. And so I'm already struggling with calc, and now I'm dealing with all these things going on between these guys. And so I didn't take calc. I dropped it because there was a lot of other things going on that semester too. And yeah, somehow it managed to work out. I did some like, I don't want to say remedial stuff, but had some arrangements with some professors to take some classes like online or externally or whatever, just to make sure that like, understood what I needed to understand to kind of keep on keeping on, but it's okay. What's your degree in? How are you able to get your degree without calc? Computer science. It is computer science. Bachelor of Arts. Like I was saying, I mean, there was some like testing out involved, things like that, but the full-on course itself did not end up taking the class. Up to Calc 3. I respect it. I mean, I don't envy it, but I do respect it. Again, I mean, that's one of those things. It's one of those things I wish I had the math superpower. I mean, that's really how I describe it. I meet people who just get it. I wish I did. But I have full faith. I believe in you, absolutely. I feel like if you've made it this far, then you can make it the rest of the way. That's at least the kind of stuff that I like to keep in mind when I'm taking classes. So I think I just need to move on from this particle thing for a while. There's something that's starting to kind of take me out of here. And it's not our focus quite yet. But that's the general idea, is that we're going to have like a particle emitter, and so we could have the same thing going on if we wanted to have like damage hit effects, right? It's like a weird timer. Oh, I see the issue. There's more complexity to what's going on here. So this has to do with the way that we're handling the activation. So we're attacking and we're doing slash object activate. And so we're making it visible, but we're not actually toggling the behavior itself. And so we have access to the collider, and we'll say collider.disable. Now, hopefully, we don't have anything kind of annoying going on. No, we're still doing damage, just with the sword out. That's not the goal. Well, is it the same issue that's doing the sword rendering problems? Let's see. I think it is. Because now if we swing the sword, right? No, that's not good. So yeah, now there's I don't want to call it a race condition because it's not. They're not racing for anything, but there are these kind of conflicting access to this object now. And there doesn't really need to be, because we can just kind of handle everything in here. So we just need to find slash object dot collider equals false. So yeah, if we get rid of that, we'll say for a second that collider dot disable equals false. And then yeah, so then we'll wait, visible equals false, and then yeah, I guess just to be like thorough about things, we should also set that back here. We'll figure out how to like clean that up, but we'll just test the behavior for now. And so we should be good to now. Three, yeah, all right. So that seems to be good. Let's do one more test. Walk through them. We're not doing damage. Now we are. All right, cool. So that's good. Thank you, Purple Knight. I don't really know what the original intent was with this. I would say it's good progress, though. So yeah. We'll go ahead and throw this on Git. All right, thank you, Git. I don't know. I kind of want to make a couple more tiles because that's only going to take like 2 seconds. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm just kind of trying to lean into whatever I can with this, right? So, what we also are going to want is this guy, but like full length, right? So we just need to do that. And we just need to grab, like, I don't know, we'll start with that much. And look at that, it was basically perfect. And so that does not work. That does not tile. We can flip it. But it still doesn't really fully properly work at that point. Yeah, no, that doesn't look good. I mean, it doesn't look bad, actually. I guess it's fine. I'm like totally getting tunnel vision on this right now. Oh dear. Is that, are those symmetrical? Yeah, I think so. And so now those should work with that, which is good. Which should work with that, which is good. Which works with that, right? But then also with that. That, which is nice. So what else do we need? That looks so bad. Why am I stretching it out like that? So we have those complete upper ones. I guess low key, I want a ladder. Truth be told, I want a ladder. When I was younger, I used to make excuses for why I couldn't put ladders in my games, and I was like, oh yeah, it's like a solved thing. Ladders in games are like hard. And I don't know, maybe that is true. Like I did read it on a website this one time that ladders were hard to put in games, but it's not like a unsolved problem. Like we're gonna have working ladders in this game, and it's gonna be pretty awesome. Are we gonna have hazards in this game? Yeah. There's gonna be like, you know, evil dudes and stuff, but we're also gonna have hazards. It wouldn't be a Schween game if there weren't hazards. There will be danger. There will be danger. Yeah, the Sprite is cooked. I thought I was cooking at first, but I'm actually cooked. I'm cooked. Perfect use of a lava mode somewhere? Yeah, totally. I agree with you on that. Epic lava mode. So what else did I need? Well, I guess honestly, we also just need this in every direction. So now we've got those. Perfect use of lava around a castle and archive. Oh yes, an archive could be a great addition. Could be a great addition. Alright, so yeah, let's take a look and see what we can do with these new sprites. We just need to activate them. Oh man. This song is so chill, it's making me sleep. Sorry for yawning into the mic, team. So now we can just look at the tile map and see what we can do here. Oh well, yeah, actually that's another thing that we need. I also want this wall, but instead of being like a border, right? It's like that. Yeah, no, it's so crazy. The song is like such a vibe. Like, wow, I literally am like feeling the sleep in my eyes. So now we've got these. We also need to do a little bit of that. Oh, something a little weird happened. Yeah, it's like fine. Oh, well, no, I needed that. And then I think that's like fine for now. I have to rebuild the, yeah, it's fine. Wake up. Easy enough. Painting. Alright, whatever, it's fine. Not even worried about it. So, yeah, now we can... that was really so kind of a waste of time, but it's really, really, really okay. Alright, yeah, so that highlights even more sprites that we don't have, that we probably want. But that's okay. Oh yeah, what are we gonna do? If we start making sprites, it's never gonna end. It's never gonna end. I know that about myself. It's never gonna... Hold on. No symmetry. No symmetry. No. Yeah, I kind of... Well, I guess we're gonna decide the whole thing about the sword. I don't think we're gonna finish the sword stuff tonight, because it's now... It's what, 11:30. Spent all that time just getting it kind of working, and I don't know if it's time to start opening that kind of can of worms. Doing the potential rotation stuff. Yeah, I don't know then. I kind of like the idea of moving this to like a keybind. Another thing that I do want to see is it in sword controller maybe. So the character flip thing is going from a signal. And then the draw sword thing, why is that? There's something that's only updating when the player's moving. And that's what's kind of confusing me right now. Flip sword happens there. Signal emit happens there. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like I'm getting kind of tired and I'm starting to get kind of quiet. I don't want to like kill the vibe in here. I like the idea of the keybinds. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and at least for now, do an alternate keybind. We'll do, I don't know, we'll do Z for now. We'll just test that real quick. Alright, very cool. Uh, yeah, I hate to call it a little bit earlier than I had maybe planned. We're only cutting it about 20-30 minutes short tonight. But I think in interest of getting a video out before Wednesday and then another stream going either tomorrow or the night after that, I think I'm probably going to start to wrap things up here for tonight, guys. This stream was super successful. Night before last was my first time going live here on YouTube, and we were averaging 3 or 4. But tonight I saw things go all the way up to 12. We've been sitting at like steady 8 or 9 for a while now. So I super appreciate you guys for kind of showing up and checking out the stream. This has been super cool. You know, the later on in the night we get, the less I may actually get done. But I think that it's kind of fun to get to actually interact with you guys, kind of meet you face to face, and also kind of just talk about the work, that kind of stuff. Thanks, man. I super appreciate that. And yeah, I hope that you find your way back for another stream sometime in the future. I'm gonna start trying to do this for a little more frequently than I kind of maybe was. I mean, well, I was doing it kind of never, but 2 uploads a week on the channel is kind of a lot with classes. Now that I'm done with my undergraduate thesis, I'm hoping that I can kind of better balance school and uploads, but I think maybe one bigger video every week and then a stream will be cool. But we'll see. Either way, I'll be on here, you know, making games, doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, I guess kind of. Oh man, I knew I was gonna have to change that. Stream endings. With all of that out of the way, I super appreciate you guys for popping out tonight. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope to see you guys again soon. If I'm not live again tomorrow, I'll be live the night after that for sure. And also keep an eye out for a new video on the channel. If you're not subscribed already, I would definitely encourage you to consider it. I'm pretty new here on YouTube. But yeah, take it easy, guys. See you next time.